Happy Mothering Sunday, everybody. Now, if you're not in the UK, then it probably isn't Mothering Sunday for you, but here in the UK, it is Mothering Sunday, also now in modern times known as Mother's Day. Now, I know in the States and other countries, Mother's Day is a little bit later in the year, but I just want to give a little shout out to Mothering Sunday and what that actually is and where it came from, or as far as my awareness. And I think it's really powerful that we actually have Mothering Sunday on this weekend where we've just had a really powerful and beautiful new moon partial solar eclipse in Aries. There's a lot of energy right now, and there's a lot of really beautiful meaning if we know where it comes from and if we can connect with it. So that's the intention of this video here, is to provide a little bit of value to what we're actually experiencing on an unseen energetical level. So Mothering Sunday. Mothering Sunday came about, it's always on the fourth Sunday of Lent, right? So it is traditionally Christian. I'm in the UK, which is, once again, it's a Christian country here. And it's really interesting because most of us now call it Mother's Day. It's been, westernized a lot. But Mothering Sunday came about because it was the return to your mother church. And then as time progressed, we then started to honor the mother, our actual mothers, divine feminine, right? And just anything that kind of correlates and relates to that. But what I find so fascinating is because, we've all kind of felt this pull, or when I say we all, I mean people that are watching these videos, and the ones that are commenting on them, we're all kind of feeling this pull to clean ourselves up, right? There are so many of us fasting or changing our diet or doing more exercise and just kind of putting a bit of spring in our step, right? And of course, we have had the spring equinox now in the Northern Hemisphere. We are encouraged, right? We feel energetically encouraged to clean our home and clean the space. And I don't know about you, but I deep cleaned my actual. I'm doing this as though you can see what's behind me, and I have a background on, but behind me is the rest of the house. And it's really beautiful because it is a time of like clearing and cleaning energy and creating space for the new. Now, what I love about this link of Mothering Sunday, though, is that, even though it's a return to the Mother Church, if we actually looked at what that is, before it kind of got a little bit redefined through Christianity and more modern Bibles and things like that, whenever anyone speaks about a church or a temple, they were originally talking about the body. And I think that's really, really powerful. Like the body is the temple, it's the temple of your soul, of your spirit. And we have to look after it. We have to make it the best possible home, the best possible temple, right? Your body is your temple. You have to make it the best possible space for your spirit to move through. And the cleaner and clearer it is, the more we are able to self-regulate, the more we're able to process emotion, the more our energy is able to flow through, and we're actually able to prolong our lives and rejuvenate and actually just live a very joyful, easy, flowing experience, as it very well should be, and could be and will be for many. So what I love about this is that the Mothering Sunday energy, like if we allow it to inspire us from the very base of what it is, it does offer this nurturing energy. And of course, I do want to give a shout out to all the mums that are here. Thank you so much for birthing us. Thank you for carrying us. Thank you for creating us. Thank you for being the portal between worlds. Women are that portal between worlds. Men see the light. They see the light of source within the portal of the woman, and then she creates. And that's just, it's such a powerful thing. So if you're a mother here, if you've ever been a mother, if you're a mother, thank you so much. If you're a mother to be, thank you. And even if you haven't birthed a child, you birth yourself every single day. And once again, to go back to that kind of initial sentiment of returning to the mother church, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We have that balance. It's the principle of gender. This isn't about any gender politics that happen in the world whenever you're watching this. This is literally about one of the principles of this particular planet. And that's the principle of gender. And we all have feminine energy within us. And we do need to have a balance of yin and yang, right? The yin nourishes and nurtures the yang, and the yang does the same to the yin. We need them both. They both help one another and they nourish one another. But to bring it back to this wonderful invitation to really connect with your own temple, your own church, which is your body. You know, it's a great time to do that. And I wonder how many of you have really felt that that alignment recently. I know the people that I've been working with in private one-to-ones, you know, they've said that over the past few days. They've had these moments where they felt like their truest self just be comfortable in their body, like they were holding and housing who they truly are without the resistance. And I'm like, yes, because that's how easy, that's how life can really be. It can be one of love and one of joy and flow and ease and grace. Absolutely. And productivity. If you've got things to do and you want to do it and you're inspired, then that action just rolls and it's easy, you know? So I absolutely adore this. And the fact that we've had this eclipse yesterday, so on Saturday, it was a partial solar eclipse in Aries. So solar eclipse is when we've got the sun, the moon, the earth. And the moon crosses past the sun. So from our perspective on Earth, if we're in the right placement on Earth at that time when that happens, you know, you might see the sun get eclipsed a little bit. And that in itself is an incredible portal, you know, especially with it being in the sign of Aries. Aries inspires authenticity. I don't know whether many of us look at it in this way, because when we think of Aries energy, you know, it's an instigator, it's a fire sign, it's the first one of the zodiac. But this Aries eclipse was also concluding a 2-year cycle of Libra, Aries, North-South node. And when you have the eclipse that concludes, you know, we've just moved into Virgo South node, Pisces North node. And we've got that for a couple of years, right? And so to have this final eclipse in Aries, it is a conclusion point. But any eclipse offers as a portal. There is often many tower moments in eclipses. So, you know, the tower card out of the tarot, there's often many of those with eclipses because it inspires us to shed the skin that isn't authentic, especially with it being Aries right now. Shed the skin that's not authentic and instigate, begin the things that you really find more truth in. So there might be a lot of shifting and changing around happening, but it's going to get much easier from this point on. And especially if we allow ourselves to really continue with the flow of energy that is here, because of course, even when we look at everything overlapping, Venus in retrograde still, Mercury in retrograde still, we're being invited to complete the things that we may have once started. And once again, this is a return home to this temple, to this church, right? And by extension, your home is also your temple and your church. How do you treat your home? What's that energy in there? Is it calm? Is it a sanctuary? Is it somewhere you can be restored? Because that is really what a church and a temple should be doing, right? I can't speak for the ones that are being built out there for religion, but I can speak for the one that my soul is in. And I want my body to be able to connect with my soul and my spirit in the best possible way. And I want my body to feel safe with itself. And then there's many components of that. There's emotional processing, there's mental, and the psyche, right? You know, there's so many different layers, the astral layers, all the energetic layers, all the different bodies of energy that make up who we are. And it's really wonderful because we have this capacity right now as we go through these timelines. And as many of you have been on this purifying conveyor, for lack of a better word, you know, since the Virgo eclipse that we had a fortnight ago, you know, there's been a lot of that tidying up happening, a lot of that spring cleaning happening. And so it really is wonderful on this particular weekend that we have a new moon to help us birth and seed the new in authentic energy, whether we realize it or not. The things that have been shedding and releasing have just literally been things that actually weren't really us in the first place, and definitely are not us now, but sometimes we don't have the courage to go there. So the universe helps us get there by usually through the eclipses. But they do offer great portals, because if you imagine the light of the sun being blocked out just for a moment by the celestial body that is the moon, which the gravitational pull of the moon governs all of our waters, our emotions, our subconscious, you know, and for it to be a new moon as well, where she's waiting to be impregnated by the light of the sun and receive all that until we can see it when she goes back round in 2 weeks' time. There's so much here. so much waiting to be offered to you, and so much that is just being absorbed anyway if you are letting yourself be in a space of absorption. Of course, there's been a lot of static energy in the build up to this eclipse. And the static energy is usually when there's a lot of things releasing, when there's, I mean, we are electrical beings anyway, right? We're electromagnetic. We generate energy like a nuclear plant, but we also absorb it and we conduct it, you know? So when we are thinking about, when we're thinking about static energy, it's like with the old TVs. Remember when you used to put your hand over the old TVs and it's like, did that? It's kind of like that. So we do need to take care to ground more, just to be out more in nature, to move the energy in the body, to open the meridians, open the lungs and the heart and the liver and spleen, and just, twist and turn and move the body. The body likes to move, but it's a time of DNA changing. And what does that look like? Well, when DNA changes, it's because it's been instigated by a large electrical current, usually coming from the sun. Eclipses have that power, as well as solar flashes and flares and things like that. But if you think everything that you've gone through in the past 2 weeks, 4 weeks, everything that you've moved through, that you've released, processed, experienced, that's been clearing space in the waters within you so that the electrical current can move through you more clear, more unencumbered. That's pretty cool. So we are expanding and evolving, and that is how we make quantum jumps. That's how our reality shifts and we embody a new reality. The Arcturians always kind of talk about this. They talk about the densities rather than dimensions, because they say that a dimension is just a moment in time, but a density is the moment in time that is most commonly embodied or most frequently embodied. So it's what are we bringing in to crystallize within ourselves? So I'm just going to show you some cards that I drew for this video. Some for Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday, I should say, and some for this eclipse that we've just had. So I'm going to start with the eclipse just because that's the most recent topic I was talking about. So card number 14, straight away, timelines. Your timelines are shifting and changing. It literally has. This weekend it's changed. Your life has changed. For the better, always. But your life has changed. Dissolution is now occurring. It has been occurring. It's done. You've got your parallel existences, the ones that are better for you because you're now matching a higher frequency. They are merging with you. There are so many there. It's impossible for our mind to really comprehend, but we have infinite parallel experiences occurring quantumly. And as you breathe in, as you breathe that in, you're breathing in consciousness. It's not air, it's not oxygen. It's only 21% oxygen anyway in the air, but it's not that. You're breathing in consciousness, source energy, possibility, opportunity. And when you breathe in properly, you're allowing yourself to actually embody it, because you're bringing it all the way down. If it gets stuck here, which is when most of us breathe to, in and out. But if it goes down past the heart, down into the solar plexus, down into the tummy, and you breathe that consciousness into there, then that is now going to be able to seed and anchor. It's going to get to the navel, right, where you were connected to your mother. So it needs to get down there, that breath. When it does, things really shift. We also have the DNA strands card, because DNA is shifting and changing. Everything's within you. The whole universe is. That's when people ask about people that are fasting or people that are breatharian. A lot of you are following my 6 weeks Lent fast and not really getting how you can be doing that, and how your energy, like how my energy's fine and things like that. And I'm like, DNA changes. Your DNA remembers. Your DNA remembers that everything is within you. And the more you build that trust with your body and your mind, and the more that you're able to self-regulate your own emotions and heal yourself and heal your nervous system, genuinely heal it, through an actual modality that is specifically created to heal the nervous system, then your body will just automatically do it. So your DNA is changing. It's remembering and uncapping itself if you do the ancient medicines that exist in the world, rather than getting blindsided by modern medicines that are really only a couple of 100 years old. And then we have the soul star chakra, gifts, abilities, and talents, because the more we clean up our energy, the more that we release and we process, the more that our DNA is changing. Like we just said, the electrical currents can flow without the resistance. Then what then happens is our chakras, like the soul star chakra, which brings in all the light of the cosmos down into our body, into our being, our gifts, our talents. People connect that with the halls of a mentee as well. Your past life remembrances and things like that. What then happens is that soul star chakra, all of the energy, more of it can go into you, more of it can embody. When the more of it embodies, it clears out the old. So we've got this cycle happening. When it clears out the old, and you find yourself cleaner in your own body anyway, or utilizing energy more efficiently and proficiently, then what happens is you start to feel the connection with all things. What happens is, oh, now I'm connected with that person and that crystal and that table and that animal. I can hear them, I can feel them. Telepathy comes on board, all these things that people are like, how do you do? I want to learn. Like, clean up the temple, clean up the body, practice the things that nourish the body. Movement for one, meditation for another. Simple things that we hear all the time, yet still would rather watch a video or get carried away with our day than changing our action. So now with an Aries eclipse, are you inspired more to take different action, to take action that's more nourishing and authentic to who you are? I bet you are. And then for Mothering Sunday, first we have, I love this so much. First we have heart consciousness, card number 18. And look at that, Gaia, mother. Open heart, beautiful. That heart magnetism, right? Feel connected heart to heart. Do you feel connected with yourself, heart to heart? Can you look yourself in the mirror and feel that connection heart to heart? Can you feel the love, the compassion, the grace for yourself? If you can, then great, because you'll feel it for everyone else. And if not, then cutting yourself off. But we don't need to do that. This Mothering Sunday, the energy of that really does open the heart. Let your heart be opened. It's safe, it's okay. That's what your heart's going to do. Your heart wants to thrive and show you. It wants to show you. Then we have this pool of light. Because when you open your heart, you realize your pool of light flows through from the one true heart. Your truth, your place of birth, your soul's birth, not your bodies, your souls. These are Mothering Sunday cards, because it's not just about your physical mother. It's about that maternal energy within ourselves. It's about the great mother surrendering. Look at this, surrender, this card says. These are Tim's cards, by the way. Tim's and Miriam Beck's. Vivian of Lorient, who did the artwork. So for anyone watching this going, who's those cards? It's my lovely friend Tim Wilde. His deck of cards. But this pool of light, we have the pool of light coming in. And when you open your heart floods with light. It fills you, it protects you, it surrounds you, it radiates from you, it magnetizes for you. It inspires others without you having to say or do. Just your presence, your being is soothing, is calming. It's powerful. You come from that ocean of purest light, and to regenerate, because that's what that feminine energy wants to do. She wants to restore, regenerate you. You have to be receptive to it. So go into that pool of light. Let your body open up, let your mind open up, let your heart open up. Let your sacral chakra open up, because what comes from that then is creation, inspiration. Sanctuary. We spoke about sanctuary at the very beginning. Sanctuary. Your home is your sanctuary. Right? It's that portal which you birth from. You birth every single breath, every single day from the sacral chakra. Doesn't matter what gender you are. Man, woman, doesn't matter. You still birth from the sacral. If you allow yourself to be in the right balance for you. And so many of us are out of balance. There's many, many women that are more in their masculine energy. And there's many, many men more in their feminine energy. What's the right balance? Find the right balance for your body. All of us will need to do more rest, more nourishing rest, like meditation, more yin practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, and more yang practices like explosive energy, strength, mental capacity, focus, determination, will, growing your will. But for right now, for Mothering Sunday, let's remember the reconnection that we're due, reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with you. And remember the divine gold print, original information of the soul, that divine imprint, where you come from. You're already whole. You are already whole. The process is just to release resistance by letting your nervous system heal, letting your emotions process, and realizing that can't fight fire with fire, doesn't inspire anyone. But you can inspire with that creative spark of light, especially if it comes from a connected heart and a creative womb and an awakened mind. But to do that, that all moves through the temple, the church of your body. Look after this, and your soul will have the best experience that it can on earth, because it really is about the human experience. And you just watch the beliefs, collective, individual things that you've thought be challenged and released as you see miracles occur. That's all for me for right now. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to this space, if you've enjoyed this, then do hit like, subscribe, and share the video with someone if you think it'll help. It's a beautiful time that we've got up ahead. Go with the waves and tides, flow with it, and just listen to your body. And to all those mamas out there, happy Mothering Sunday. Bye for now.